These brand new Shapeshifter cards are very exciting. They are really changing the position of the player so that it does actually change their work rates. Also sometimes their preferred foot on some of these cards, which is quite strange, but also some specific stats, the weak foot and skill moves, which is very interesting and exciting. And in this video I'm going to be going over players that I think must be getting in Team 2 that is going to be coming very soon in FIFA 20. So just before we get into it, if you are new here, make sure that you do subscribe. I'm going to make lots more videos just like this one. Whenever a new promo is on its way, I'm going to be talking about when it is exactly going to be released, and also looking at the players that are going to be coming and seeing how we can actually make coins from that, how we can invest in this so that when the promo is actually released, we are in the best position possible and we are actually making coins from it. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed so you do not miss any of those future videos. So getting straight into this one now, when the Shapeshifters began, EA Sports had actually announced that this is the first team, which of course does mean that we are going to be getting another one, which is quite exciting, but at the same time it does actually ruin the exclusivity and the general hype around the cards that are going to be released, especially when it is a specific concept like we did see with Future Stars, or even now when there's just a general best players that are released at one time, just one team. It does actually make a lot more sense than releasing a lot more cards. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys do actually think about that, but I don't really like the way that EA Sports are heading in that direction with more promos. But we are going to see this Team 2 of Shapeshifters should be released on Friday the 28th of February, and it is most likely only going to last the weekend, and Monday should actually be ending on Tuesday. That is the general pattern we have seen with the second set of promo players that have been released. And then we do also actually have Copa Libertadores, which EA Sports have been hyping for a while now. That is going to be starting on March the 3rd, so this promo, the second batch, is going to end on that Tuesday, and then that is going to start. So taking a look now at some players that we can see in this Shapeshifters Team 2, I think David ALABA is definitely a must in this one. 100% should be getting in here. I think he was actually one that EA Sports deliberately missed, like we did have in Future Stars Haaland. It's just an obvious card that has to get in the second team, and actually is going to be one of the main players actually headlining and running that second batch. And there's actually so many good positions that ALABA could actually fit into, possibly centre back, CDM, centre mid, and also the right mid role. I would actually think that it's between centre back and CDM, and in that situation I do actually prefer CDM because the Bundesliga does have so many good options for centre back. I don't really want to see David ALABA in there, so hopefully he's actually going to get a CDM card with a really nice rating in this batch 2 when it is going to be released. So next up we do actually have TRENT-ARNOLD. He could actually get a really nice midfielder card, possibly centre mid or cam. We are going to see any of those, doesn't really matter because we can just switch between them anyways, but I think he's actually going to get a really nice one in real life as well. Some people were talking about him playing in midfield. He's definitely going to have a really nice future ahead of him, so we are going to see a lot more FIFA versions of him. That would be a must card in my opinion for this promo. Then next up we do actually have Sergio Ramos, again maybe at CDM, or some people were actually saying up front. We are going to see, but I think the CDM probably would suit him better. And then also his partner Eder Militao, that could actually be really nice again at CDM. Really nice link up there, absolutely insane in game if people actually use that, and I cannot wait to see at least one of these should actually get them. I think definitely Ramos is up there with TRENT-ARNOLD and also ALABA, favourites to actually get a card in this batch 2, and I think must be getting in here. Now we do actually have two players that could actually be very funny to actually see in here. I think they could actually be very popular. First of all, Neuer centre mid, he's a bit of a meme, also with Walker, but I think both of these cards will actually be really interesting to see, especially Neuer. When you see a goalkeeper going up front out on the pitch, it will actually be really interesting, and I think they can actually be quite popular, quite hyped as well. A lot of people will be happy to actually see them included. Similarly with Walker in goal, it would just be hilarious to see in game, and I think if EA Sports actually include this, it would kind of like show that they are listening to the community, and it could actually work well. A lot of people would actually be maybe opening packs to actually try and get these cards, and definitely a lot of demand on them. Then we do have, again, back to normal now, Lacazette at right wing. This would actually be a very interesting card again. This would be similar, I would say, to a Ben Yedder card that we have seen in that winger position, and I think it could really work well again when EA Sports are going to be changing those stats to actually match that position. Next up we do actually have Quincy Promes. This could be a really nice one up at that striker position. Most people I know already do actually actually switch him in game to that striker role. So I think it would actually be really neat to actually have an upgraded card that works better, that's actually made to actually be played up front. I think that could work really well, and again would be possibly one of those hyped cards, possibly something like a Tull if EA Sports to actually execute it right. Then last player that I do have here is actually going to be KOSTIC as centre mid. This could actually be a really cool card. Perhaps he is going to be a bit on the lower end to actually mix up this promo, differentiate a bit, but it would still be really nice to see a player like this who does actually have really good stats instead of EA Sports including someone that is not usable at all. Let me know down in the comments below which player you guys are most excited for. Is it Sergio Ramos, CDM, maybe Trent-Alexander-Arnold? I'm really keen to know. And actually, did I miss out on any players? Let me know down in the comments below. Definitely will be replying to a lot of you guys down there. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.